In this video, we see an absolute massive crash here at Autopolis, and I share with you some secrets as I build an unbelievable setup. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video where we're doing daily race C at Autopolis in the GT by Citroen Gr.4 car, which I'm surprised about, to be honest with you. Before I get into that though, if you do enjoy this video and you want to support the channel, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content here. And I was very surprised to see this Citroen on top of the leaderboard. So hey, let's give it a go here as we go towards turn number one. Bit of smoke up ahead. Looks like somebody may have tapped somebody else. Muscapi losing out here, so potentially that was the issue here. We give Root a bit of a bump draft then as we continue on forward. Now, you may have guessed what this video is all about, but before we do that, look at Root going inside, completely outbreaks himself, hits Bertha. Huge crash here, massive crash at the top list, but I benefit from that. Gain 4 positions from it all in the end. Let's have a look at exactly what happened here. So, should be on the brakes now, misses the braking point, hard on the brakes to try and avoid everybody. Unfortunately, Burrs is there, and, well, people go around and a bit of a spin there. So this video is also about setups, because I decided to have a go at making one. And making one I did. And I'm pretty sure it's a pretty decent setup, if I'm honest with you. But I'll get to that later on in this video. At the moment, we're on a default setup in this race, just to see how it handles itself as we continue on round behind this Ferrari driver then. Who's that? Tupida? I think that's how you would say it. I'm not too sure. Got a couple of people going in the pits then for that no tyre change strategy. We're going to be doing that on both of these races then. So this is a no setup race. Next race is with a setup, and we're going to see the tyre difference as well in terms of that. Looking down in towards turn one on the inside of the Ferrari, we don't get it done, but they go all sorts of sideways. I tried to get on the inside as much as I could there, but didn't quite work out. You saw my reaction there to that as we continue on with this race. See if we can get past that Ferrari. Quite quick in a straight line, that Ferrari, as we go into this right-hander then. Throwing ourselves down very nicely indeed as we go into the left. Now, I feel quite confident at Autopolis, if I'm honest with you. It is one of those tracks that I do quite enjoy in terms of a time trial. Racing, I've always said it's not a good racetrack. But, you know, in Group 4, we're going slow enough. Dirty air's not that impactful that. Arguably, you can actually have some good racing here as we go into this left-hander. We're very close to this Ferrari. Let's see what kind of racing we could do now, though, as we leave this corner. Can we send it on the Ferrari? Because we're coming up to one of the two corners, I would say, where big moves happen. This hairpin and turn one. Here we go then, down the inside. Let's go to chase cam. Let's have a look exactly what happens here. We stop it on the apex here. The Ferrari into the back of the Polish driver up ahead. Also in a Citroen. And we go on by then. Up into P9 we go. Let's jump back on board. In fact, let's advance a bit further on then in this lap to be right behind that Rory's just liveried Citroen there. Here he is. You can check here he is out on YouTube, of course, as we go into this right-hander. Looking for a way to overtake that Citroen up ahead then as we continue on through here. What can we do? That is the question. Now, we're in the slipstream. We're in the same car, but they've got the slipstream as well. We're a tiny bit closer. So, in theory, it should be more impactful to us. And it looks like that is the case. We are slowly catching here then as we look towards the inside, then heading towards turn number one. Going to go hard on the brakes. Back to chase cam then as we go into here. Let's have a look exactly what happens. We're on the inside there. Slight tap between the two. Lots of space on the exit, though. I would say that's a clean move. And we are up into P7 then. Let's have a look at Reidenbach up ahead then as we head towards the hairpin then. Hard on the brakes. Could be a bit of a send there if we do send it. They did leave a gap there, though. Maybe I should have sent it there. Very close indeed as we get a bit of oversteer on the exit then. So we're not going to get the P6 for now then as we advance further on in the lap. Towards the end of it then as we head towards the fast right-hander. Usually on this corner, I'm trying to prepare for turn one by going for a wide line here. Try and get the run on them if I can. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. Now, they don't really have slipstream up ahead. I do have their slipstream. Let's see what we can do. They're also going off-road there, apparently. Now, I did notice that, and at that time, going towards the outside, I was a bit worried, if I'm honest with you. Really worried, actually, that the dirt on the tyres is going to send them. So that's what I was looking for here. So we're going to head in towards turn one. I'm going to break in our normal spot here, and I can see they send it. So I'll just stay out wide a little bit here, let them go deep, and go for that lovely cutback. But they do make it. They do keep it on the circuit. It's fair play to them. You see that little smile there, and I said I knew exactly what was going to happen. And I did, and I planned for it, and then got the position. Happy days indeed. Up ahead then, the 5P4 is going on here between R-Speed and Remus up ahead. It's not Remus and R-Speed. It's Remus and Iceballs. Apologies, I was looking at the complete wrong area of the leaderboard. Now, the big going side by side for a little while here. As we head up towards the hairpin, I'm expecting carnage here. As we go into the hairpin then, side by side up ahead. But no, look at this. Perfect racing from these guys. Look at my facial reaction. I appreciate good racing. I've always said this. I know you guys see my reaction to this, and you always ask, or comment that it's actually nice to see somebody just comment on good racing. That's all I'm after, is some good racing, good fun racing, which makes sense. And that's what we've got right here between the Dutch driver and the Spanish driver up ahead. As we go into this left-hander, they just have the brake a little bit. I wasn't expecting that, so I did tap them just back out of it there, just to give them a bit of room there to continue on with the race. But it didn't impact their race too much, so we can continue on here without having too much impact. We do have to find a way past the Dutch driver and the Spanish driver, though. Let's see what we can do first with Remus then, as we go into this right-hander. Notice I'm going for the wide line again. Same thing, wide line to get a really good setup on the start-finish straight. Do this as well for a time trial lap. This first lap you do, just make sure you go for that run. Now, we did tap them a little bit there because they are coming in the pits. Did not realise, and we do catch up to Ice Bulls on the very next lap then. Very close to them indeed here. It is costing me time fighting these, and I could have gone for the pit on lap 1, but I want a bit of fun in this race as well, you know. I do want a bit of racing. That's why I do play Gran Turismo, to have some fun. As we continue on through here, unfortunately, Ice Bulls is going to go in the pits now, so nobody wants to have fun with me. All by myself. Right, into the pits we go then, clipping the curbs. I'm not going to change our tyres. We leave the pits. Is there anybody around us? No, we're still all by myself. That's a shame, isn't it? It really is a shame. Nobody's appearing from absolutely anywhere. I think what we'll do then is we'll advance towards the end of the race, see if anybody shows up. No. Oh no, Todd there. Default setup. So what's our fastest up there? 52.7-ish. So a bit slow, to be honest with you. Definitely going to go quicker. Bree there with an absolutely blistering race time there, 17.10. But as I said, I did a little bit of setup testing. Yes, I don't normally do this, and I thought I'll have a play with some of the setup values I use on different cars, specifically the Genesis and more Group 3 cars. So I thought I'd give it a go. We've got Z28 in this one. Nice to see Z28 again. It's been a long time. Obviously, I've met Z28 in Monaco back in the day of 2018 World Finals, I think it was. Right, let's head towards turn 1 then, where we've got a F1 liveried Renault Megane trophy up ahead, as we're going to go hard on the brakes here then. Look around the outside of them as we continue on through here. Unfortunately, they're going to lose the rear end. I wasn't too happy with that, but we're going to actually cause a bit of carnage trying to catch the car. Apologies to the French driver there. Really couldn't do much there. I was already in a slide and no way to catch it, if I'm honest. Let's have a look at this incident then, as I wasn't too happy at the time, but should I have been unhappy? Let's have a look here then. In towards the right we go. They're just going to accelerate, just lose the rear end a little bit and push me off there. So it's just unfortunate. It's just a racing incident in the grand scheme of it. It's no hard feelings there at all. Now, the GTR there getting all sorts of sideways into this hairpin then, and we do gain a place then, and the French driver is still up ahead of me there, so they didn't lose out either, other than getting a bit of dirt on their tyres when they went a bit rally crossing after my tap as I was trying to catch that slide. Now, with this setup I've got, you're going to notice something very big here. The car is much more slidey and much less understeery, and that's critical in this race, in my opinion. I'm going to send it down into here, though, but I thought I'm going to rear end this guy here. They were going so slow into that hairpin. I was not expecting it. They left room on the inside, though, and as we continue on through there, you're going to see my very confused face. Very confused indeed. But hey, we gained 2 places. 1 dive, 2 positions. Happy days indeed. We advance a lap later, where we catch up to the GTR there of Père Buffet. Is it Buffet Buffel? Sorry, Buffet. I have weird accents, I know. Right, anyway, here towards the left we go. We're going to find a way past this absolute massive brick of a car up ahead then. What can we do with this GTR? Where is its weaknesses? That is the question. So, I noticed there that they were going to run a little bit wide, so I thought I'd send it down the inside. We send it. They gave me room. Up to P10. Nice and easy. Job's a good one. So we continue on into lap number 3, where we catch up to the next battle. And we are catching people very quickly because I've got to say, this setup I've got, while it's oversteering, is unbelievable. When I share this at the end, some of the aliens are going to use this and they're all going to go 2-3 tenths quicker. I promise you that. It is unbelievable, this setup. It really is. As we continue on out of here then. And when you see what happens in terms of tyre wear as well, it becomes very interesting indeed. Now, we're looking for a way past this Alfa Romeo. Not going to quite work there then as we continue on through that corner. That Alfa is actually quite quick in accelerating, in my opinion. It really takes a bit of time to catch up to them. Once again, trying to set them up on the last corner then as we continue on through here. We're going to jump on board that Alfa Romeo instead. Then you can see my driving top right-hand side. We're on board the Alfa, but look at the Citroen go. Not too bad in terms of pull then. You know, the Alfa's quick, but that Citroen, well, it's just pulling away here as we head towards turn 1. And there we go, clean on through here. Do I get it stopped? I do indeed. And I'm up into P7 then, so making my way through the field. Going to do the exact same as I did previously as we jump to G from Hull. Hello to you. You did say hello in the lobby. Hello to anybody who says hello to me in the lobby. I do appreciate the hellos, and I appreciate all the support you guys do give me on the channel. As you know, I do it as a hobby, part-time, and literally, it's just awesome. I try and put my effort in and try and give you the best entertainment possible. I'm trying to do right now is also a bit of help at the end of this video with the setup. Anyway, down the inside of that Renault Megane Trophy, the car I did use in the weekly race guide, and we're up into P4. Not too shabby at all. We've also got the fastest lap now, a 52.0. That's lap 4. Lap 4 tyre wear, 52.0. This car in the race on this setup can get well into the 51s. Low 51s probably possible, if I'm honest with you. They're on 52, 51.3, I would say. On lap 8 here, because nobody else wanted to fight me. Every time I caught up to somebody, they went in the pits. So we've actually caught up to Valkyrie then, who was leading this race as we go into this left-hander. But we do have to consider those lap 1 pitters as well. But at least we get someone to fight with, because we've hardly had anyone to fight with. Everyone just disappears, and I do like a good race. Through the right we go then. Anybody notice my tyre wear yet? The fronts aren't really wearing as much, but the rear's wearing a lot, and I will discuss that a little bit later on as we go into here. Then we're going to go in and out, no problemo. And there's Mass Ranger. Anybody else coming on through? Heat on 93 as well. We've also got McSpongy coming up behind me then as we head in towards turn 1. Hard on the brakes for them then, and they do defend the position. That's a brilliant move by McSpongy as we continue on through there. Obviously, I'm a bit frustrated by this because I was hoping to get past Valkyrie and I was hoping I was fighting for the lead here, but unfortunately not. McSpongy's there, going to defend this as we go into the right-hander, trying around the outside at this moment in time. Not going to quite work then. In towards the left we go. I try and back out of that to avoid contact because I know exactly what's going to happen there as we go into the hairpin then hard. Oh, excuse me, hard on the brakes. Went for a hiccup then as we continue on through here. You get everything in this one, folks. I do one-shot takes, or most of the time I do anyway, and this is one of those times. It's one-shot take. In towards the left we go then, trying to get the run. My car will turn better than anybody else's with this setup, so I know I can get the run through the corner. And we jump above McSpongy then instead. And you see my driving once again, top right hand side. I'm going to try around the outside at the hairpin. Very hard to do this. But as we go into here then, we're side by side, alongside then, as we continue on through a slight bit of oversteer from myself then. McSpongy potentially wouldn't have left enough space, but I would argue was already further past then. I did lose the rear end a little bit as we continue on through here then, looking to try and catch up to McSpongy again before the end of this race. Try and make a move. Got Z28 catching up behind me as well as we continue on through here then, and into the final corner we go. So I'm looking to get extremely close here, put a lot of pressure on. There's up going for a run. We're not doing turn 1 again then as we continue on through here. I do notice the indicator going on. McSpongy goes to the left hand side. I'm not sure why Valkyrie is going rally crossing for reasons unknown to science, but for me, you can see my confused face there. McSpongy, I don't think you had to give that position back, in my opinion. I feel you were very much entitled to 5th place, so I appreciate it, but you didn't have to do that. Right, let's have a look at this tyre wear first of all before we jump to the setup. Look at the big difference there. So the rear tyre is much more worn. That's because of the way it's set up, and I've got +5 brake balance. Obviously, I can adjust that, move the braking forward, and it would help a teeny tiny bit because I'm sliding a lot in this one. If I reduce that sliding, the front tyres aren't going to wear as much anyway compared to the default setup, but the rears won't wear half as much. Now, in terms of the setup, here is that setup then, so anti-roll bar 1 and 10. All I'm trying to do here is reduce the understeer in this car because there is a little bit there. So I'm trying to reduce it with that weight transfer. Hopefully that helps where getting the rear round then versus the front, etc. I'm not sure how all this works, if I'm honest with you. I tried some settings, it worked out. Now, if you want to reduce oversteer in this car, don't touch the diff. That's the initial torque, the acceleration sensitivity, and the braking sensitivity. Don't touch them. Leave them as default if you are struggling. I do use +5 brake balance. That's not shown on screen, of course, but these are the options I'm using at the moment. And honestly, this setup is pretty unbelievable in terms of a time trial setup. You can use it in the race. You've seen that, and you've seen a difference in the tyre wear as well. That's going to be it though for this video. I do hope that setup helps for those that want to use it. It can be sketchy, so do be careful. I have GT Amiga partnership there, so you can use the code Tidgney if you want to get a discount. The Fantech partnership as well. Check out the link in the description. But that's going to be it for me, folks. Big thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.